Let me begin by asking you a question. What if the single biggest idea you have about building a better life is actually holding you back? There's a common belief, a pervasive myth, that success is about the grand gesture. The dramatic moment. The one brilliant idea that changes everything. We wait for inspiration to strike like lightning. We imagine a future version of ourselves who will finally be ready, finally be brave, finally begin. We think transformation is an event. It is not. Transformation is a process. It is the quiet accumulation of days. It is the invisible architecture of habits, laid one brick at a time. You do not build a life you respect in a single day of revelation. You build it over 90 sunrises. You build it in a quarter of a year. This is not a long time. But it is enough time to change the entire trajectory of your story, if you understand how to use it. The true work, the work that matters most, is often unseen. It happens before anyone is watching. It happens in the choices you make when no one will ever know. Think of a great oak tree. You admire its strength, its height, the spread of its branches. But its real power, its true source of stability and growth, is hidden beneath the soil. A vast, intricate root system, reaching deep, gathering nourishment, anchoring it against every storm. Your character, your discipline, your daily routines, this is your root system. The life you see above ground, your achievements, your relationships, your peace of mind, is merely the visible expression of what you have been building below, in the dark, where no one applauds. There is a law at work here. The law of preparation. Success is not the moment opportunity meets talent. That is a fantasy. Success is the moment opportunity meets preparation. And preparation is a lonely, diligent art. It is the practice before the performance. The study before the test. The savings before the investment. Opportunity is everywhere, floating by constantly. But it only lands, it only takes root, in soil that has been tilled, fertilized, and made ready. For the next 90 days, your primary job is not to chase opportunity. It is to become the kind of person opportunity seeks. To prepare the ground. And pressure. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is your revealer. It does not create your character, it exposes it. It strips away the pretense and shows you what you are truly made of. A calm sea does not test a sailor's skill. It is the storm that shows you the quality of your knots, the strength of your sails, the reliability of your compass. Consider two examples. First, a person faces a sudden financial setback. The pressure mounts. What is revealed? If their pattern has been one of avoidance and short-term comfort, the pressure will reveal panic, blame, and desperate shortcuts. But if their pattern, built day by day, has been one of resourcefulness, learning, and frugality, the pressure reveals calm analysis, a return to fundamentals, and creative resilience. The pressure didn't create those responses. It simply revealed the patterns that were already there, woven into the fabric of their daily life. Second, a relationship is strained. The pressure of misunderstanding or disappointment weighs heavy. What is revealed? If the pattern has been one of pride and emotional withdrawal, the pressure will reveal coldness and distance. But if the pattern, practiced in small moments, has been one of empathy, clear communication, and a commitment to repair, the pressure reveals patience, the courage to listen, and the strength to seek understanding. You see, you are not building a life for the easy days. You are building a life, root by root, habit by habit, that can withstand pressure and reveal strength when it matters most. This requires a fierce protection of your focus. Your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. It is the fuel for your growth. And yet, we live in an age that auctions it off to the highest bidder, in fragments and slivers. Distraction is the thief of days. It will quietly steal your 90 days, one notification, one scroll, one quick check at a time. You must protect your focus as a jeweler protects diamonds. You must guard it as a fortress guards its gate. The single greatest amplifier of your effort is undiluted, uninterrupted focus. For the next 90 days, you must decide what is worthy of your prime attention. And you must learn to say no, not with resentment, but with the quiet certainty of a person who knows what they are building. The sequence is critical, and it is this: learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. This is the cycle of real growth. It is not enough to simply learn. Information without application is just entertainment. You must take the idea, the principle, the new skill, and you must apply it to your world. Then, you must have the courage to evaluate the result. Not with self-judgment, but with the objective eye of a scientist. What worked? What didn't? Why? Then, you correct. You adjust your approach. You refine the action. And then, you persist. You run the cycle again. Learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. This is the engine of progress. It turns knowledge into wisdom and effort into results. This brings us to the most important truth: discipline will always outlast motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes like the weather. You cannot build a life on something as fleeting as a feeling. Discipline, however, is a decision. It is a decision you make once, and then you build a system that supports it. You do not wait to feel like doing the work. You design a life where the work gets done regardless of how you feel. Your system is your automated best self. It is the schedule you keep, the environment you create, the rituals you follow. When motivation fades, as it inevitably will, your system carries you forward. It is the track the train runs on, even in the dark. You must also cultivate strategic patience. There is a season for planting and a season for harvest. You cannot rush the growth. In our first 30 days, we are breaking ground and planting seeds. The work is hard, and you will see very little to show for it. It is easy to become discouraged. But you must trust the law of the farm. You do not plant a seed on Monday and expect a harvest on Tuesday. The middle 30 days are for cultivation. Watering. Weeding. Protecting the young shoots. This is the period of steady, sometimes monotonous, care. The final 30 days are when the growth becomes visible. The fruit begins to form. This is the season of encouragement. But understand, the harvest is utterly dependent on the faithfulness of the planting and the cultivation. Do not dig up your seeds in week 2 because you see no green. Give the process the time it demands. And you must measure. What gets measured gets managed. You cannot improve what you do not track. This is not about obsession with metrics, it is about feedback. It is about having a clear mirror to show you your reality. At the end of each week, you must sit down, not in guilt, but in curiosity, and evaluate. Did my actions align with my plan? Where did I drift? What correction is needed? This feedback loop is your steering mechanism. Without it, you are adrift, hoping the current will take you where you want to go. With it, you are navigating, making constant small corrections that keep you on course toward your destination. This is how momentum builds. Momentum is not a sudden force. It is a compound force. It is the flywheel effect. Imagine a massive, heavy flywheel. At first, to get it moving, you must push with all your might. And for a long time, nothing seems to happen. You push, and push, and push. But you are storing energy. Then, after relentless effort, the wheel begins to turn, just barely. You keep pushing. Each push adds to the previous one. The wheel turns a little faster. Then faster still. And then, at a certain point, its own weight and spin begin to work for you. The momentum becomes self-sustaining. Your effort now yields disproportionate results. The first weeks of your 90-day plan are the hardest pushes. You are overcoming inertia. You are establishing new patterns. But if you persist, you will feel the wheel begin to turn. The actions become easier. The results begin to feed your belief. And suddenly, you are not pushing a stationary object, you are guiding a powerful force in motion. This leads to the ultimate goal, not a single breakthrough, but breakthrough as a lifestyle. The life you respect is not a destination you reach and then stop. It is a manner of traveling. It is the deep, personal satisfaction that comes from knowing you are engaged in the worthy process of becoming. It is the quiet pride that replaces the need for loud approval. It is the emotional elevation that comes from overcoming a challenge you once thought was beyond you. The goal of these 90 days is not just to achieve a set of objectives, though you will. The greater goal is to prove to yourself, through your own actions, that you are capable of directed growth. That you can keep a promise to yourself. That you can show up, day after day, for the life you say you want. So let us begin with the most important decision. The decision to start. Not tomorrow. Not on the 1st of the month. But with the very next choice you make. The next hour you plan. The next distraction you decline. Ask yourself this: what is the one area of my life where a small, consistent change over 90 days would yield the most significant return? Is it your physical vitality? Your mental clarity? Your financial stability? Your key relationships? Choose one. Not 10. One. This is your foundation. From a strong foundation, you can build anything. But you must pour the concrete deep and level. You will need a plan. But not a complex, overwhelming document. A simple plan. A plan on one page. What is the desired outcome for this 90-day season? Not a vague wish, but a clear, measurable finish line. What does success look like, specifically? Then, what are the core activities, the daily or weekly disciplines, that will lead you there? These are your root-building actions. These are your pushes on the flywheel. List them. Keep them before you. Then, design your environment for success. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Remove the obvious obstacles. If your focus is to be protected, what apps need to be silenced? What distractions need to be placed out of sight? If your health is the priority, what foods need to be in your home? What reminders need to be in your path? You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Design a system that makes the right action the easiest action. Now, let us talk about the morning. The first hour of your day is the rudder of the ship. How you begin sets the tone for everything that follows. It is not about a frantic, overloaded routine. It is about intention. It is about claiming a period of time for yourself before the world makes its claims on you. A period for centering. For reading a page of substance. For moving your body with respect. For reviewing your plan. For silence. This hour is non-negotiable. It is the daily planting of your seed. Throughout your day, you will be faced with 1,000 small decisions. Each decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. The decision to work for 10 more focused minutes. The decision to choose the nutritious meal. The decision to listen fully instead of waiting to speak. The decision to save $1 instead of spending it. Do not see these as isolated, insignificant events. See them as votes. At the end of the day, the votes are counted. At the end of the week, the election is called. You are electing your future self, one choice at a time. You must also learn the art of the graceful no. As you begin to build something of value, people will unconsciously test your commitment. Requests will come. Opportunities, good but not great, will appear. The temptation to stray from your focused plan will be presented as generosity or fun or necessity. You must learn to say no with clarity and kindness. Thank you, but I am committed to other priorities right now. You are not rejecting the person or the idea. You are affirming your plan. You are protecting your focus. Every time you say no to something that is not aligned, you are saying a deeper yes to the life you are building. There will be days you fail. There will be days the plan goes out the window. A crisis emerges. Your energy is low. You make a poor choice. This is not failure. This is data. This is part of the process. The critical moment is not the stumble. The critical moment is the next decision you make after the stumble. Do you use it as an excuse to abandon the entire endeavor? Or do you treat it as a temporary interruption, a storm to be weathered, and then return to your path with even more resolve? The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not the absence of failure. It is the speed and grace with which they return to their discipline. Let me speak about patience again, but differently. We have discussed strategic patience with the seasons. Now, practice personal patience with yourself. You are unlearning old patterns and learning new ones. This is neurological work. It takes repetition. Be a gentle but firm coach to yourself. Do not tolerate excuses, but do not beat yourself with criticism. Criticism paralyzes. Correction empowers. When you drift, simply note it. I drifted. Then guide yourself back. The plan is this. I will now take the next correct action. This calm, objective return is the very essence of self-respect. As you move through the weeks, you will begin to notice a shift. The actions that once required great effort will start to feel more natural. You will begin to crave the order you have created. This is the beginning of identity change. You are no longer someone who is trying to be disciplined. You are becoming a disciplined person. You are not trying to be healthy. You are becoming a healthy person. This shift in self-perception is the most powerful result of all. It changes everything from the inside out. Now, let us consider the people around you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is a law of influence. For the next 90 days, be acutely aware of the voices you allow into your mind. Who supports your growth? Who challenges you in a constructive way? Who drains your energy with complaints or cynicism? You may not be able to change your entire circle overnight, but you can increase your exposure to positive influence. Find the books, the lectures, the communities, even if only online, that reflect the values you are building. Feed your mind with the thoughts you wish to eventually think on your own. Gratitude is not a soft skill. It is a focusing tool. At the end of each day, take 2 minutes. Acknowledge one thing you did well, one step you took. Acknowledge one good thing in your life. This simple act does not deny your challenges. It simply puts them in perspective. It trains your mind to look for evidence of progress and goodness. A mind focused on lack will find more lack. A mind disciplined to look for progress will find more progress. Your focus determines your reality. We are now approaching the halfway point of our talk, and it is time to discuss a deeper layer. Building a life you respect is not just about external achievements. It is about the reconciliation of your actions with your own personal standard. That standard is unique to you. It is your inner compass. The life you respect is the one where, when you look in the mirror at night, you can meet your own eyes without flinching. You see a person who kept a promise. Who did the work? Who chose integrity over convenience? This self-respect becomes the unshakable foundation for all confidence. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet certainty that you can handle what comes, because you have handled yourself. Let me give you a principle to hold on to, the principle of the margin. Success or failure in any endeavor is often determined in the margin. It is the extra 5 minutes of preparation. The additional review of your work. The 10 more minutes of listening. One more attempt when you are tired. The margin is where the average separates from the exceptional. It is where respect is earned, mostly from yourself. In your 90-day plan, build margins into your time. Build margins into your effort. Do not plan to capacity. Plan to excellence, which always requires a little space, a little extra. You will face internal resistance. This is natural. The part of you that is comfortable with the old ways will rebel. It will tell you it's too hard, that you deserve a break, that it doesn't matter. Recognize this voice for what it is, the ghost of your former self, afraid of being left behind. Do not argue with it. Do not fight it. Simply acknowledge its presence, and then, calmly, return to the work. Your commitment is not a feeling. It is a direction. Keep moving in that direction. Now, let's talk about energy. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your physical energy is the fuel for your discipline. How you sleep, how you eat, how you move, these are not separate from your grand plan. They are the very foundation of it. You cannot think clearly, act decisively, or persist consistently if you are chronically drained. For the next 90 days, make energy management a cornerstone. Protect your sleep as you protect your focus. It is a non-negotiable renewal. Feed your body with the intent to fuel a capable life, not just to satisfy a craving. Move daily, not as punishment, but as a celebration of what your body can do. When your energy is high, discipline feels like a choice. When your energy is low, discipline feels like punishment. Consider the concept of subtraction. We often think growth is about adding more tasks, more goals, more information. But true progress is often about subtraction. What can you remove from your life that is draining your resources? What commitments, what habits, what physical clutter, what mental loops of worry? The next 90 days is an excellent time for a deliberate subtraction. Each thing you remove creates space, clarity, and energy for what truly matters. Let me speak about courage. The courage required is not the dramatic, once-in-a-lifetime courage. It is the gentle, daily courage to be different. The courage to be the one who leaves the party early to honor a commitment. The courage to be the one who reads while others scroll. The courage to save while others spend. The courage to speak with honesty when it would be easier to flatter. This daily courage is what forges a character you can respect. It is small, but it is cumulative. Each act of courage makes the next one easier. You must also develop the skill of renewal. This is not the same as distraction. Renewal is intentional. It is the walk in nature that clears your head. It is the hobby that engages your hands and frees your mind. It is the quality time with loved ones that reminds you why you are building what you are building. Schedule renewal as diligently as you schedule work. A string that is always taut will eventually snap. Rhythm is better than constant strain. Work, then renew. Push, then rest. This is the pulse of a sustainable life. As you move into the final third of your 90 days, you will be tested. The initial excitement has faded. The end is not yet in sight. This is the critical phase. This is where most plans are abandoned. You must now run on the discipline you have built, not on the motivation you started with. This is where you learn the most valuable lesson, that you can trust yourself. That you have created a system that works even when you don't feel like it. This is the birthplace of self-trust. And self-trust is the cornerstone of all true confidence. Begin to look for the compounding. The small results are starting to add up. The saved money has grown into a meaningful sum. The consistent workouts have increased your stamina. The daily reading has given you a new perspective. The practiced patience has improved a relationship. Point these out to yourself. Celebrate the compounding. This is evidence that the laws are working. Your faith in the process grows stronger. Now, let's solidify the mindset. The life you are building is not somewhere else. It is not someday later. It is here, in the quality of this day. It is in the integrity of this hour. It is in the focus of this moment. When you tie your self-respect to a distant future achievement, you mortgage your present. You must learn to derive satisfaction from the act of building itself. From the well-organized list. From the completed workout. From the difficult conversation handled with grace. From the money not spent on impulse. This is the life you respect. It is built today. It is built now. I want you to imagine it is day 90. You have kept your plan. You have shown up. You have pushed through the resistance. You have corrected your course. You sit down to review. What do you see? You see tangible progress, yes. But more importantly, you see a different person in the mirror. You see someone who knows what they are capable of. You see someone who has proven they can keep a promise to themselves. This evidence is permanent. It cannot be taken away. This is the real treasure. The external results may come and go, but this knowledge, this self-respect, is yours forever. This is not the end. It is the beginning of a new standard. Having completed one 90-day season, you now have a template. You have a proven method. You have confidence in your own ability to grow. So you set a new plan. A slightly more ambitious one, perhaps. Or a deeper one. You enter a new season of growth. This is how a life is built. Not in one giant leap, but in seasonal cycles of focused improvement. This is how you build a life you respect, one quarter at a time. The invitation is before you. The next 90 days will pass regardless of what you do. They will pass if you spend them on a distraction. They will pass if you spend them in deliberate construction. The choice is yours. But choose knowing this, the person you will be in 90 days is being formed by the choices you make today. Not by the grand, sweeping declarations. But by the small, consistent choices. The choice to begin. The choice to focus. The choice to persist. The choice to respect your own potential enough to build it, day by day, into something real. So start. Start now. Not with everything. Start with the one thing. Plant the first seed. Push the flywheel for the first time. Protect your focus for this next hour. Cast your first vote for the person you are committed to becoming. The life you respect is waiting. Not at the end of the journey. But in the quality of the very next step you take. Take that step. Take it. And then take another. This is the rhythm of building. Action, followed by action. It is the steady beat of progress. You may wonder, is this all there is? Is this simple, daily discipline the grand secret? It is. But its simplicity is what makes it so powerful, and so often overlooked. We search for complexity, believing that something valuable must be difficult to understand. But the deepest truths are clear. They are like pure water. They are not obscure. They are obvious, and that is why we walk past them. Let me speak to you about the architecture of a day. Your life is a collection of days. And each day is a structure you build. Will it be a sturdy house, with a strong frame and a solid roof, able to shelter you from storms? Or will it be a shack, thrown together with whatever is at hand, offering little protection? You are the architect of your day. You decide the materials. You decide the design. The primary material is your time. And the design is determined by your priorities. You must become a master of your mornings, a steward of your afternoons, and a curator of your evenings. Each segment of the day has a different energy, a different purpose. The morning is for direction and intention. It is when you set the sail. The afternoon is for execution and engagement. It is when you row the boat. The evening is for reflection, renewal, and connection. It is when you check your course and rest your hands. To confuse these purposes is to create friction. Do not try to deeply reflect in the middle of your most important work. Do not try to launch new initiatives when your energy is winding down. Respect the rhythm of the day, and you will find a natural flow that carries you forward. Now, let's address a subtle thief of progress, the unfinished task. A task begun but not completed creates a psychic weight. It hangs in the back of your mind, drawing on your mental energy, whispering of incompletion. This is why your plan must be realistic. It is far better to plan 3 important tasks and complete them all, than to plan 10 and finish 5. The feeling of completion is a powerful fuel. It builds confidence. It creates momentum. At the end of each day, you should have the clear satisfaction of knowing that what you set out to do, you did. This is a daily deposit into your account of self-trust. Learn to distinguish between motion and action. Motion is activity. It is moving things around, planning to plan, researching endlessly, and talking about the work. Action is the specific, measurable step that moves the needle. Writing 1 page is an action. Making 1 sales call is an action. Completing 1 workout is an action. Arranging your desk is motion. For the next 90 days, scrutinize your time. Ask yourself constantly, is this motion, or is this action? Prioritize action. Motion makes you feel busy. Action makes you get results. There will be times when you must act without clarity. You will not have all the information. You will not feel fully ready. This is where courage meets discipline. You must develop a bias for action, informed by your plan, even in the face of some uncertainty. Waiting for perfect clarity is a form of procrastination. It is hiding. Make the best decision you can with the information you have, take the step, and then gather new information from the result. This is the cycle of learning in real time. It is how you navigate through fog. You move forward carefully, but you move. Let's talk about the voice of doubt. It will speak to you. It will say, who are you to do this? It will say, this is taking too long. It will say, it won't matter anyway. This voice is not your enemy. It is a relic of an older self, a self that sought to protect you from risk, from failure, from the embarrassment of effort. You must learn to thank it for its concern, and then politely disregard its advice. You are not that person anymore. You are becoming the person who acts despite doubt. The doubt may never fully leave. But your courage can grow so large that the doubt becomes a mere whisper, drowned out by the sound of your own progress. One of the most profound shifts you can make is to change your relationship with difficulty. Most people see difficulty as a stop sign. It signals that they should turn back, that they are on the wrong path. But what if difficulty is often a signpost? A sign that you are on the right path, the path of growth. A sign that you are challenging your limits, expanding your capacity. The easy road strengthens nothing. The muscle only grows when it meets resistance. The mind only sharpens when it solves hard problems. For the next 90 days, when you encounter difficulty, do not sigh with resentment. Lean in with curiosity. Ask, what is this difficulty here to teach me? What strength is it inviting me to develop? This reframe turns obstacles into training grounds. You must also master the art of the pivot. Your plan is a map, but the terrain is real. Sometimes you will come to a river where the map showed a bridge. The bridge is out. A rigid person stops, complains about the faulty map, and gives up. A resilient person looks for a place to ford the river, or builds a raft, or finds a new route. Your 90-day plan is your intended route. But you must hold it with flexible hands. Be attached to the destination, the life you respect, but be flexible with the path. When you receive clear feedback that something isn't working, have the humility and the wisdom to adjust. This is not failure. This is intelligent navigation. Consider the power of a single, focused hour. We often underestimate what can be accomplished in 60 minutes of undivided attention. Imagine giving 1 such hour each day to your most important goal. In 90 days, that is 90 hours. 90 hours of focused, deliberate practice or effort in any area will make you significantly better. It will produce a substantial result. What could you learn? What could you create? What could you heal? Do not despise the small, consistent investment of time. It is the most powerful investment you can make. As you build, you will attract attention. Some will be encouraging. Some will be skeptical. Some may even be dismissive. Understand this: when you change your behavior, you hold up a mirror to those around you. Your progress can unconsciously remind them of their own stagnation. Their reactions often have more to do with them than with you. Do not seek validation from the skeptical. Do not let their indifference slow your stride. Your mission is too important. Build quietly. Let your results, and the calm dignity of your process, be your only statement. Respect is earned through action, not explanation. Now, let's delve into the inner game. The life you respect is an internal experience before it is an external reality. It is the feeling of alignment. It is when your actions match your words, and your words match your deepest values. This alignment produces a kind of inner quiet. A peace that is not dependent on circumstances. You can be in the middle of a great challenge and still have this peace, because you know you are facing it with integrity and effort. This peace is the ultimate reward. It is better than any trophy, any bonus, any praise. It is the home you build inside yourself. To cultivate this, you must know your core values. What are the 3 to 5 principles that are non-negotiable for you? Is it integrity? Is it growth? Is it a contribution? Is it family? Name them. Write them down. Then, at least once a week, review your actions against these values. Did I live in alignment this week? Where did I drift? This practice is the compass check. It ensures you are not efficiently climbing a ladder that is leaning against the wrong wall. The concept of sacrifice will arise. You will have to give up some things. Some pleasures, some distractions, some easy paths. Do not see this as a loss. See it as an exchange. You are exchanging a lesser thing for a greater thing. You are trading an hour of television for an hour of learning. You are trading a frivolous purchase for an investment in your future. You are trading the comfort of silence for the courage of a difficult conversation. This is not a sacrifice. This is intelligent trade. You are a merchant of your own life, and you are choosing to trade up. Frame it this way, and discipline feels like wisdom, not deprivation. Let's talk about endurance. 90 days is a marathon, not a sprint. You cannot sprint for 90 days. You will burn out. You must find a pace you can sustain. This is where many enthusiastic starters fail. They begin with a furious, unsustainable intensity. By day 14, they are exhausted and disillusioned. Start at a pace that feels almost too easy. It is better to do 5 focused minutes of meditation every day for 90 days than to do 1 hour once and then quit. Consistency trumps intensity every single time, over the long run. Build the habit first. Then, gradually, increase the intensity. Your body and mind are connected. You cannot have a disciplined mind in an undisciplined body. The fog of poor sleep, the lethargy of bad food, the agitation of no exercise, these are enemies of your plan. For the next 90 days, make the care of your physical vessel a sacred part of your discipline. Not for vanity. For capability. You are the tool you use to build your life. Keep the tool sharp, clean, and well-oiled. There will be moments of profound clarity. Moments when you see the entire chain, from your daily effort to the distant dream, and it all makes sense. Cherish these moments. Write them down. They are gifts of encouragement for the road. But do not depend on them. The work must continue even when the clarity fades, and you are back to seeing only the next step on the path. This is faith. Faith in the process. Faith in the laws of cause and effect. Faith in yourself. Finally, remember that this is a practice in self-respect. Every time you choose the plan over the impulse, you are telling yourself, I matter. My future matters. My word to myself matters. This repeated message, sent through action, rewires your self-image. You begin to see yourself as a person of substance, a person who can be counted on, especially by yourself. This is the bedrock. From this bedrock, you can build anything. So, as you move through your days, carry this question with you: what would the person I respect do in this situation? Then do that. It is that simple, and that difficult. It is the continual choosing of the better path, not the easier one. Your 90-day plan is your curriculum in the school of self-respect. You are both the student and the teacher. The lessons are in the doing. The exams are the challenges you meet. The diploma is the quiet knowledge you carry in your heart on day 91, a knowledge that no one can give you and no one can take away. Begin. Continue. Persist. The life you respect is not a distant fantasy. It is the direct, inevitable result of the next 90 days of your deliberate, disciplined, focused construction. Build it.